What we're seeing today in Syria, in a sense, is the end of a post-colonial era because the Alawites got to rule Syria because of French occupation. It's just a
Hmm.
very direct line. The French occupied Syria and they divided and conquered. And the way that they conquered and ruled was by deploying the minorities against the Sunni Arab majority, which were the sort of heart of the Arab nationalist cause, trying to get rid of the French. So they could instrumentalize the minorities, and the Alawites, who had been downtrodden and discriminated against under the Ottomans, were willing to join the French in the military, not only to get 3 square meals a day, but to have some power. And they were eventually able to take over the entire country once the French left because they were overrepresented in the military. And they've
Yeah.
ruled with an iron fist ever since. And today, 70% of the Syrians that are Sunni Arabs have thrown out that minoritarian regime and rule in order to establish some kind of majoritarian rule. It's not going to be democratic, I would guess, for quite some time, but it's going to set Syria on a playing field which could lead to greater democracy in the future because the whole structure of rule in Syria led to dictatorship before because this minority was trying to suppress the majority's will and their votes and couldn't have democracy and had to keep the boot of the army on the necks of the people. And that was a phrase that everybody used in Syria, Sabat al-Jaysh ala raqbat nas. The boot of the army is on the neck of the people. And that was fixed by this colonial effort. And now it's been undone. And hopefully there won't be a narrow Islamist regime that again puts its foot on the necks of the people. And that's what I think everybody in Syria is a little bit anxious about. They're hoping it won't happen. And I think that if the world embraces this new government and the new arrangement and tries to guide it in a gentle way without sanctions and taking the oil and hitting it, the likelihood of getting a better, kinder government is much expanded, is much greater than if it uses the whip.